Good morning. Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 22nd of March. Now, I am outside with my doggos, so I've got Sophie here and Sprocket here. If you're new to my channel, I have two rescue dogs, so they do like to make a bit of a guest appearance. So at the moment they're pretty chilled out. I've got the bones on the sink inside so we don't have to put up with the crunching. So hopefully they'll behave and get their big bones after the video. First off, I just wanted to say, if you'd like to, please subscribe to my channel. I do daily videos that give you a bit of guidance on how to navigate everything that's pretty much happening globally and everywhere in every country. Also, hit those like buttons, guys. You know that helps me a lot. And please feel free to comment down below. We've built a little community here of like-minded people coming together to share our experiences, so feel free to comment. First off, here in Australia, I just wanted to let you guys know what's kind of been happening protest wise and strikes and things like this. We have had strikes happening, not getting much coverage on the media, of course, but we're definitely getting a lot of protesting. I told you about the Sophie, I told you about the Nazi protests the other day where they gate crashed the I think it was an anti-trans protest. Well, now there's been another one. I'm not sure where this one was actually, but now what's happening here in Australia is you're getting people protesting against things, and then there's other protesters turning up. So it's like the anti-protesters are protesting the anti-protesters. Does that make sense? So we've got, and it ended up a fight. It might have been in Sydney. I think it was an anti-transgender gathering. Then you got transgender people protesting, and then you got the anti-transgender people again protesting. I don't know. It ended up being a three-way protest. I don't even know how that works, but that's what's happening in Australia, just to totally confuse people. And it shows you like a bit of punch-ups and all this kind of thing, like it got out of hand. Come here. It was crazy. So now we've got protesters protesting the protesters. I'm sure that's happening where you guys are too. But as we know here, all part of the clown show. It's all part of the smoke and mirrors. If we get people to look over here at all this that's going on, then they'll start to get us set on these people, and they'll get us set on those people, and then we can bring in our bills and legislation and pass all these things. So basically no one can protest. We know that's what Trudeau's... Cheers everyone, by the way. We know that's what Trudeau's been doing in Canada, stamping out free speech and anyone protesting against their government. Well, that's what's happening in Australia. All right, enough of Australia. I think that's about all at the moment. There is a lot going on though. Whew, it's hard to keep up with on a daily basis, isn't it? All right, let's see what we get. I'll close my eyes and we'll get started. God, I'm getting England, Wales, UK, all these areas. I'm getting the punch backs, like the fight backs. It's showing me people are in training now. Again, I'm getting that Eye of the Tiger music, that Rocky Balboa theme song, Sylvester Stallone, you know, when he's really hitting the punching bag like this. I'm getting that kind of image for the people of England, London, UK, Wales, all these regions. They're starting to really fight back. Well, they're getting ready to fight back. They're in the early stages of fight back, meaning they're really training. It's like they're doing the hard yards now, and they're training, getting ready to face the government. That's what I'm getting. They're showing me them hitting a punching bag like continuously. You know, when you go getting that image for the people over there. They're warming up, ready for the big battle. Oh, this is good, guys. Means people are waking up. They're seeing the garbage. See, news is spreading. 15-minute cities. Sushi ain't so popular, is he, about what he's rolling out. And we know that people have been starting to march. When it hits a suburb, up they come. We knew it was going to happen. So I'm getting that people are in training. Oh, they're exhausted. They're tired. They're sick of being just dismissed by their government, and they're getting ready to fight back. It's good, guys. It means they're doing their preparation. All right, let's see where else we go. getting France. Gosh, guys, it's been all happening in France. It's a complete circus show over there, isn't it? The protests are massive. There's fires, there's bins being set on fire, there's garbage dumped all over the street. It is a full-blown statement from the people that they don't want this reset. I know that a lot of the mainstream media are talking about the age of the pension being changed from 62 to 64. But, as we all know here, there's much more to the story, isn't there? We've all known here that Macron's been a lovely little WEF puppet for many years, and he's trying to roll out his red carpet reset agenda, and it's not going down so well. So I am getting France. Let's see what we get there. Hang on a minute. I'm getting that the people in France won't cave. They're not going to give up. They're not going to give up. We know, I think Macron, didn't he still get to stay in by a couple of votes or something? I don't even know. We know it's all rigged anyway, but I don't feel like the people are going to cave in. The people are strong and they're standing firm now. They're not scared of their government in France anymore. They've had enough. They're hitting breaking point. See, they're hitting breaking point with their lives. So they're at the point in France, Paris, that, you know, when you get really taken down to nothing, you're going to fight back, like we always say here, because you've got nothing to lose anymore. That's just what I'm getting for France, Paris. People are going to give it their all, because they know if they don't do this now, their future is gone. Their future is taken, or what the guys are saying. People are aware now that their future is being taken from them. This is the sleepwalkers, people waking up, people in the bubble denial suits. Oh, the guides are showing me that in France, Paris, the people are unzipping their bubble denial suits, scrunching them up, and they're chucking them on the fire piles. This is so good. That means they're starting to look, they're starting to realise the truth. They're waking up, and they're really disturbed by a lot of this. Hence, they're burning their... Well, if anyone's new here, we call them the bubble denial suits, meaning when people wouldn't look at the truth, they refuse to look at the other side of the narrative. And they're like those white COVID suits. It's just an image. Well, they're starting to burn them in the fires now, meaning they're wanting to look. In France, they're wanting the truth. They're wanting to know what's happening. Why are all these people rising up? Other people are getting on board. See, it's disturbing people in France and Paris now, because it's frightening people. You got to remember that these people waking up, I mean, you always get a handful that doesn't, but majority of them are thinking, why has everything got so disruptive? Why would these people be fighting if it was just over that? Like, what's really going on here? So they're starting to see the bigger picture. All right, see where else we go. God, it's showing me like people, well, it's saying people are feeling caught by the trappings of government. And people are feeling like, and this is globally, it feels like they're being caged up. Well, they are. We know China got caged up during the CV event, literally with gates and fences around their buildings. But now I'm feeling like people feel like they're being caged up like an injured bird. You know how a bird can be free and then it gets injured and then someone will put it in a cage, and that pretty much becomes their life, just because they had an injury that healed anyway, and then they become sort of so domestic that people don't release them back into the wild. Well, that's what I'm getting for the sleepwalkers, people waking up, people in their bubble denial suits. They're now starting to feel caged in and lonely and lost, like a single bird just in a cage with no stimulation, just sitting on a perch. They're really lost, but they're also feeling very caged in. It's that feeling of being trapped by their government. See, a lot of people are. They're feeling trapped by their government. We know they've been trapped for 3 years in a mass psychosis, but now they're feeling like financially trapped. They're sort of feeling like there is no way out. That's how these people are feeling, like a little bird sitting on a perch that's been shoved in a cage. That's just what I'm getting. All right, hang on a minute. I'm getting this song today. Time keeps on slipping, slipping into the future. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I don't know who sings that song, guys. Sorry. But that's the song I'm getting. Like, time keeps on slipping into the future. It's like, see, you think about it. In the last 3 years, and all the... which has been bloody exhausting for all of us here and everybody else. Even these leaders, I talk about them being tired, that time keeps slipping by. It's like time's just slipping by into the future. We keep moving towards the future and the time's just going because we've got this being thrown, is that being thrown, is this. No one's got time for living. No one's living. We're all just, it's like everybody's just chasing their tail now. It's that survival of the fittest, isn't it? So I'm getting that song, time keeps on slipping, slipping into the future, meaning everything's just going too fast for people. We know it is. And we know here on my channel, when these government elites and that start setting dates like 2030, get rid of your emissions by, 2025, all this, they change the dates every 5 minutes. It takes you there. It takes a lot of these people, maybe not us if you're on my channel, because we've learned how to live in the now and bring ourselves back to the very moment that we're sitting here in, like me with you, talking to you. It's just us having this little chat. But it makes time speed up, because then people are thinking, 2025, 2030, 2050. These things make everything speed up. It makes the future speed up because it draws you closer to it. So I know that's a strange kind of sort of thought pattern to process, but that's what I'm getting. We have to get our mind off these dates. And I think it's really funny here in Australia, but you can really feel when they started pushing the electric cars and the gas emission reduction and climate change crap, which we know is still going on, people really rushed out and bought electric cars because there was suddenly this uptake in electric cars. I'm sure you guys went through it too. And now I can see it's slowed right down. People aren't even talking about it here much in Australia because no one can freaking afford it, because they're trying to get food on their table and pay for their groceries and pay for everything else. They're flat out paying for the fuel for their cars, let alone go and buy an electric car and get all set up and put your solar panels on your house and do everything that you're being pretty much ordered to do by your government. So this is where everything's like been speeding up, but people are hopping off it. They don't want it. See, people don't want the Great Reset. Once they discover what it is, they don't want it. We know France doesn't want it. It's so good. All right, let's see where else we go. But as we know, everything's rigged. Sadly, everything's rigged. Let us know if anything happens in America too with the old Trump event. Oh, God. Poor old Trump. Biden will not leave him alone. How's the absolute corruption at the highest level? Hey, Sprock. How's the... Hey, darling, come here. How's this corruption? It's always going to knock everything over. Hang on. It's just getting crazy, isn't it, guys? All right, let's see what else we get. Oh, I'm getting the Netherlands farmers. They've got a sigh of relief. It's like, it's this big sigh of relief. God, they've been cruelly punished for a long time. We know this has been going on. Their battles and fights have been going on for a long time. It's been really sick what's been happening over there. But they're finally just being able to breathe again. I feel I'm getting that for Netherlands. They're just getting this moment of pause where they can breathe again and take stock of everything again. I still don't think it's over in the Netherlands, but it gives people time to re-energize, recoup, get their mindset right again, and refocus, ready to move forward. So I am getting that for the Netherlands. They're getting some reprieve. It's almost like they're having a bit of respite from, as we know, all the BS garbage and lies that's currently going on in their country. Oh, it's raining here. It's starting to rain. We're under a little rain cloud. Oh, well, it's only a little shower. Hopefully it won't disrupt the video too much. Oh, God, that's weird. It's still sunny everywhere else and blue sky, and now it's raining. The dogs are getting wet. Oh, all right, let's see what else we get today. You can hear it on the apple tree. All right, let's see what else we get. God, they're showing me a lot of visuals of people going through paperwork. It's showing me people... it's all right, Sophie. It's just rain. people going through their paperwork with they're wetting their finger, and you know how you flick the corners of pages of paper? Oh, these two trying to get attention. And they're flicking through, and I would say this is around like legalities, legal paperwork. There's a lot of stuff being investigated now. We keep talking about litigation and things coming out, definitely around job loss. And if you think about mandates and job loss, people lost a lot of wages. If you think of a professional, for example, pilot, we'll just use that as an example, maybe even a doctor, who were really on a high income, had to suddenly go and get, for example, a builder's labourer job where their income went right down to next to nothing compared to what they were earning yearly. These are the kind of things. So we're not only looking at the paperwork of people being mandated and losing their positions and that, we're looking at the monetary loss. Teachers is another one. So many people, AMBOs, all of them, police probably, fireys, the whole lot. There's a broad spectrum of people that lost their jobs to mandates. A lot of the countries are starting to drop them now. Not all, probably. But I am getting that this is now becoming a monetary thing, because a lot of people had their lifestyle set around their incomes, and then suddenly they had to, example, foreclose on their house or struggle through difficult times, affected maybe their credit scores when it comes to making repayments and things like that. So I feel like this is becoming also a monetary issue around what people were entitled to, and how these mandates really affected people's lives monetary wise as well. I don't know how that's going to go, but a lot of people, I think, are looking at that side of things as well. When you're a trained airline pilot and suddenly, like I said, you have to, for example, go and get a builder's labourer job where you're earning like not even a quarter of what you were earning, like that takes a toll on you and your health and your well-being and your mind, your mental health. These are the kind of things that people are actually fighting back for now as well. I feel like it's becoming not only the illegal issues now that we know that there's actually proof that the CV actually spread anyway. It didn't matter if you were jabbed or unjabbed, made zero difference. In fact, the people that were unjabbed pretty much didn't get as sick as the people that were jabbed, and they got it 3 and 4 times, and some of the unjabbed didn't even get it. And so we know here it was all lies, BS and garbage. Everything they fed everybody, the media and everybody, stay away from the unjabbed or the, I know how awful it was for you people mandated and all that, and vaccine injured particularly, you were very vilified. But this is what I'm saying. This is becoming like a monetary fight backs now. People are wanting their compensation. For example, teachers, again, qualified specialists, they want to be compensated because it was all lies. And the thing is that people like Big Pharma, like Pfizer, etc., they knew all this. They knew that they had no proof that it wouldn't spread, but they still mandated everybody. So this is where people are coming together in their truth movements and their groups, and now they're looking at the monetary, what's the word for it? Compensation. That's what I'm getting. A lot of that. That's why we've got a lot of this legalities and flicking through the paperwork and making sure they've got all the dotting the I's and crossing the T's and all the paperwork coming together. About monetary compensation, and I think personally people should be entitled to that back pay. The way people got treated, honestly, I know a lot of you out there have lost your jobs because of it. It was absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, let's keep moving on. It's all right. I'm getting that governments are starting to reform their structures. This is within the parliament and the government. I don't know how they're doing this, but I am getting this globally. This reset just doesn't end, does it? They're starting to restructure their governments. Now, I'm just trying to work out how they're doing this. Okay, so what they're doing is within the government, they're assigning specific subgroups to specific areas. For example, this group's going to work the renewables. This group's going to work on the food control, the farming. This group, there's this subgrouping going on at the moment around in the government, parliament, sort of. Like once upon a time, it was the Prime Minister or the Premier or whatever, and then they sort of had everybody on board with the vote and everything. But I feel like this is another structured area that might be a part of the reset that they're starting to change. They're forming subgroups within the parliament. And I'm guessing this would be a disaster moving forward, because that would mean that everybody within that parliament doesn't have a vote or a say in what's going on in that area. So it's like only those people assigned to those jobs and positions, for example, if it is the renewables or it's the food, changing the farms and all this kind of stuff, they're the people in charge. And maybe the Prime Minister or the Premier has input into that, but it feels like all these other like parliamentary government people aren't going to be able to be involved in that area because they're going to be assigned specific duties. It's all going to change. It's going to change. That's something that they're working on. That could be a new part of the reset, is to make it more specialised. Great. More specialised people in charge of... Come here, So. Her skin's better since I had that injection, guys. It's like almost gone. Her allergy is like... She's got to lean on the table, of course. Sophie, come here. Come on. She comes. I'll get her away. She didn't shake the phone. All right, so that I'd say is part of they're restructuring a lot of these parliaments and governments, of course, because they need... No, you're right there, Spocket. He's always got a star in the show. He's a goof. He's the biggest goof, my dog. He's just waiting for his big bone. It's like one of those big dinosaur bones. Oh my God, he's going to go crazy. I hide it and he has to go and find it. It's so funny. All right, let's get back to the reading. God, I'm getting it again, guys. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. It's very important moving forward, guys. We've got to trust what we're sensing, what we're knowing, what we're hearing, what we're feeling, what we're aware of, because it's usually right. So if anything's feels a bit off, then it is, and steer clear of it. I'm just getting that. Oh, my dogs, they're so distracting. We've got to trust. It's very, very important. Oh, they've always got to get a bit of attention, bit of a scratch under there. Oh, you're funny. Kisses, puppy kisses. Oh, you're cute. All right, let's see where else we go. Sit down. I'll get your bone in a minute. No, I will. You know I will. See. God, dogs. All right. Hope you guys are getting excited about your veggies and your bulbs all coming up for spring. I heard you got a bit more snow. Is that you, Catherine? Yes, it was. Telling me about your dumping of snow. You've got to get that last bit of winter, haven't you? Oh. All right, let's see where else we go. Oh, Chris, I love the way you described the Great Reset the other day. I'll actually jot a few of those points down, and I'm going to share it with some of you guys, because, Chris, you had some really good descriptions of the reset, and I will share that because I really liked it. It was really very interesting. I will do that. Look out for that in my next video, guys, because it was an interesting concept that I thought you had, Chris. All right, let's see where else we go. Belgium, Munich, rising, making a stand, not backing down, staying strong. Oh, so much going on globally, guys, isn't there? All right, hang on. God, Australia, I'm getting like burning logs in a fire. I'm getting this, like making coal. I'm getting, because you know when you burn logs down, especially if you're like at an outdoor, if you're doing your little outdoor burner or whatever, you sit and you watch the logs burn down. It creates the hot coals. If anyone's got a fire inside too, when the coals get really hot, that's when it starts to produce a lot of heat. So I'm getting a lot around the production of coal in Australia. We know that there's a lot around that coal industry, isn't there? So I'm getting that in Australia. I'm just getting there's a lot of heat around these industries. I would say probably the collapsing of them, but coal-fired power plants, we know that's an issue in Australia. Hang on a minute. Just getting like Australia's destroying itself. We know it is, but it's that imploding. It's that I'm getting that imploding energy of the coal industry. It's self-imploding. It's all happening down here in Australia. It's a bit of doom and gloom at the moment, isn't it? But I am getting that. They're showing me the burning coals, but it's all like imploding on itself. As we know, any resource, like we have got so many resources here in Australia, but we're selling it off overseas. I do not understand how any of this works. It's complete madness, isn't it? But, we've got a shortage of everything apparently on the news. Anyway, all right, let's see what else we got. God, they're actually showing me coal again being fed into like a train, but it's the coal being fed to the narrative. So they're really at the moment feeding the narrative. They're really going to work the narrative. This is globally, this is on all the mainstream media. They're really going to push this narrative and I said to you here that they talked yesterday about the urgent climate change dilemma Australia has got. It's very, very urgent. So this is what's going to start happening globally. Things are getting like desperate. All the visuals we're going to see now are going to be of how urgent climate change is. They showed actually on the news or something like that, they actually showed a visual of a polar bear on a tiny little block of ice that it only just fitted on, as though it had no land to go on, and it was just floating away on an iceberg. Really? Like, this is the kind of stuff they're showing us. Like, the animals will have no homes and people are going to be just water rising everywhere along the beaches, and we're going to get these extreme visuals put in our face this year. How urgent climate change, it's very, very urgent, and they're going to God, we always question the weather here, don't we, guys, of what happens. There seems to be excessive amount of flooding. I think California's been getting horrific floods. We know the floods have moved globally, like to the point that how can every place be getting extreme flooding, like up to the roofs? Some areas that have never had it that high before, which seems to be a common pattern. We do question a lot about the weather, but we're going to get more and more of these visuals chucked in our face this year. That's what's going to happen, because climate change is very urgent, is what the message is going to be. Urgent, urgent, urgent. Hence the alarm on your phone over there in the UK. It's going to be urgent. You're going to have to get urgent messages. It'll be fires now that your season's changing over there. All right, let's see what else we get to close with today. God, I'm just getting that people are really making a stand. They are. They're wanting to stand up against the government. That's what they're showing me. Is it showing me people in that, like, what do you call it when you stand to attention? They're showing me people standing to attention. But it's not in attention to their government. It's in attention to being ready to take on their government. So they're getting ready. They're standing up. They've got better body posture. They're upright. They're ready to fight back. See, they're ready to stand to their government. I'm getting that. Hang on a minute. God, I'm getting this song. It's an absolutely beautiful song. I absolutely love it. I'm sure it's by the Cranberries. And I think of you. I'm not too good for you. I got you wrapped around your finger. Do you have to let it linger? Oh, what's that song called? I'm sure it's the Cranberries. Heart and all that, a little bit confused. It had to be abused. A lot to not born. And I needed you. I'm such a fool for you. Well, that's the song for these sleepwalkers, people in the bubble denial suits. I'm just getting that song for them, whatever that Cranberry song is. Leave it down below, guys, if anyone recognises it. I'm not sure what it's called. A fool for you. Because these people have been, well, they feel like, I kept saying they were going to feel a lot of shame. They were going to feel foolish, embarrassed, all of those things. But we don't care about that. We just want them to see the truth. We just don't care about that. So I am getting that Cranberry song today. I'll see if there's something else to close with for us today. God, I'm still getting that song for us. We've had it before. And it's that moving on up, moving on out, moving on up. Nothing can stop us. You got me wrong. And the devil's cook. Take my heart and do-do-do. Don't know who sings it. Moving on out, moving on up. No, nothing can stop us. Look, we've navigated this shenanigans for 3 years, guys. Like, what's going to stop us now? More of the reset? I don't think so. Because we don't allow it. We don't allow it. Hang on, let me see if there's something else. I'm getting a U2 song. I love U2. You know, they're one of my favourite bands. Hi to all my Irish people out there. And I'm getting that With or Without You. So we're going to just take off with or without these people who are waking up. We're just not going to take it anymore. We've moved on. And it's With or Without You. And I'm going to leave you with that song today. We're going to go and play U2's With or Without You. I can't live with or without you. I don't know what it exactly means. I think it means I don't want to live with you and I don't want to live without you. That's very confusing. With our governments, I think that is the message for us here. With or without you. Oh, anyway, we're going to cope with or without them. Like, basically. I guess that's, we want their support, don't we? The little people want them on team people. You know, team little people instead of anti-team little people. Hang on a minute. Oh, they give me so much music at the end, God. And I keep hearing the birds. A lot of birds out today. It's really nice, isn't it? Autumn's still here. Finally a nice day. We had a cold day yesterday. And it was cold this morning, but it's nice now. It's nice when the sun comes out. Hang on. God, I'm getting this song today, and it's when you say I love you, say you better, you better, you better, you bet. When I say I need you, you say you better, you better, you better, but you better bet your life, or I will cut you just like a knife. Who sings that song? You better, you better, you bet. Well, I'm guessing they better wake up. but I'm getting that song, whatever the message. Sometimes I don't know the messages in these songs, guys. Sometimes I just get given songs and I just say them because sometimes someone out there needs that song that day, or there could be a message in that song that we need to receive. So I always sort of say the songs that are coming through, or the guides don't let me get to the next piece of information. That's pretty much how it works, as a lot of you know out there, because you're psychics and empaths and things as well. You understand how these messages come to us sometimes. Hang on a minute. Oh, and I'm getting a message for us is that we have to like slay the dragon. And now the message here is, and I've talked to you guys a lot about that show, Finding Joe, that little show on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. It's a really good it's a short film that's been made. It's got Deepak Chopra and a few other people in it. And what they're saying is we have to slay the dragon. But as we know here, dragons are very mystical creatures that have a lot of knowledge. But when they're saying in this particular show, what they mean by slaying the dragon is slaying your old self. We have to make sure that we don't let the dragon like back in, that we really kill off that old part of ourselves and let it go. It's not who we are anymore. I know if you guys are watching my channel, you'll understand what I'm talking about, because most of us have been through the Great Awakening. We've gone through our dark nights of the soul. We've gone through traumas. We've gone through very strange experiences in the last 3 years that have really changed us a lot. So I'm getting that message today. We have to slay the dragon, which means the dragon within our old self, and let it go. And keep here's Sophie now. And keep forging that. Oh my God, high maintenance dogs, aren't they? Oh my God. She's very needy, Sophie. She's a very needy dog. Oh yeah. Yeah, we have to slay that dragon. And I'm getting that image of like us in our body armor again, guys. The Braveheart freedom fighters. But we're King Arthur at the minute, and we've got our sword up, and we're protected. See, Sophie, oh my goodness. We're protected. We're protected with all our chainmail on, and we've got like the knights behind us, which is all of us coming together in our little group, and we sort of have protection in numbers, and we have each other's back. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today, that image of us as King Arthur, and his, what do you call them? The King Arthur and his men. What are the men called? Oh, Knights of the Round Table. The knights. God. And we're going to keep forging our path and moving forward. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today, guys. Slay the dragon. And if you haven't seen Finding Joe, go check it out. It's good about slaying that dragon within, and being able to move forward, because you've got that wisdom within. See, this is what the guides are saying. Sometimes you've got to crack things open and find them. It's about finding yourself again. So that's the image I'm going to leave you with today. King Arthur and his sword representing us. We've slayed the dragon. We've already moved forward. We've found ways to move forward, and we have to keep doing that. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Look, have a wonderful day, everybody. I'm going to go and do some probably mowing or something like that. There's always something to do out in the gardens, as you guys know, who are very busy out in your gardens too. It's our happy, safe place, isn't it, guys? All right, I'll say goodbye from Australia. Take care. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all very soon. I'll go and give my doggos a bone. I'll say goodbye from Sprocket. Say goodbye, Sprock. Sprocky. And there's Sophie. She's got the Hawaiian outfit. Oh, God. Kisses. Puppy kisses. All right. And from the doggos and me, we'll say goodbye. Bye, everyone, before they knock me over. Bye. See ya.